Börje, nice to have you back with us today. I was noticing the numbers in the networks business where you had a 20% jump in organic numbers and a gross margin that improved. Some of this down to market share gains and the activity you're witnessing in key markets like North America, the Northeast Asia market and Europe. How much of this is down to the benefit or the tailwind you are managing to achieve on the back of Huawei being banned in some of these markets?
Thank you. It's great to be with you. No, we have had a good, solid quarter, and actually we are gaining market share, as you noted, around the world, and we're gaining against several of our competitors. So I would say the big part that's actually driving our top line and the development in the company is, first of all, the 5G penetration increasing, but it's also our competitive portfolio that has allowed us to grow market share while also growing gross margin. So it's really the investments we made since 2017 in increasing our technology investments by almost 30%, which is now starting to pay off.
Börje, for those that don't know you, they may have thought you're somewhat of an unusual ally to come out in defense of Huawei, but you've always been calling for fairly open markets at this point, particularly as we've seen the challenges in rolling out 5G across the board during a pandemic. The defense that you mounted recently about how negative it would be to have Huawei shut out of markets, particularly like Sweden, just give us a sense of whether you think there could be any tone shift in 2021 as we've been welcoming in a new Biden administration. Do you think the tone globally could shift around Huawei in coming years?
Do you know that's a great question with very hard to answer. I think for us, we don't have a home market, so we are really dependent on global trade, free trade, and allow access to countries. So for us, we have 99% of our sales outside of Sweden. So this whole notion of global trade is critical. But I also want to say one other thing, which is, we're a bit of a unique industry where Ericsson is one of the global drivers of the 5G standard and the 4G standard preceding us. And with this uniform global standard, it has actually allowed 8 billion connections around the world. And that's a fairly unique industry that have driven penetration of cell phones like we have. And of course, we are concerned that anything that can threaten that global standard can actually hurt us as an industry. And that's why we also feel very strongly about this, that national security has to be really combined with free trade.
Let me ask you about some of the activity we've seen in the stock price this week. Yesterday, there was a 2% move, and this on the eve of the earnings being reported, where you've had plenty of positives to report on the sales line and also a better than expected dividend payout. But the market seemed to be moving on different factors yesterday as we saw speculators round on Nokia, one of your key rivals out there, as we've been watching the action by some retail investors to counteract the short selling by hedge funds. What do you make of some of this wild activity? And do you think it's ending up somewhat at your door by impacting your stock performance?
What goes on in the market is very hard to understand right now, and the stock price movements have been hard to explain from any news from companies. So you of course you get a bit concerned about that, and you wonder what is actually going on. But I also think that from my perspective, it's really the key is to focus on the company. We focus on our products, we focus on our customers, we focus on our people. And if we do that well, then we will deliver a strong performance, and delivering a strong performance over time will be recognized in the stock price. So for me, I don't focus that much on the short-term stock price movement. I want to make sure that we have a stronger Ericsson that will get a better stock price over time.